Okay, so I didn't want to do the Metcon, so I'm going to do yesterday's workout, which is deadlift, bench press, kettlebell swings, and push-ups. And I thought that would be a good test. Test the heavy weight loading of the Metcon 10s. I've got 405 on the bar, which isn't quite my 80%. I should be a little bit higher based off of 565, but my back is not really my back, but my hip has been really bad lately. So trying to take it a little bit easy. Bench is supposed to be at 200 pounds. My bench is kind of trash, so it should be challenging enough. And I'm really here to just get a sweat in. Okay, I'm gonna go with the straps. I feel like my hand's gonna rip, so definitely don't want that. Um, they're holding up under the weight pretty well. Really, my grip is the issue right now, so it makes the weight feel heavier because I'm not able to hold it as well. So that's why I'm using the straps. Yeah, it's much better. The weight felt, obviously I'm a little bit more acclimated to it. The weight felt a little bit easier to manage. But I do notice that the heel, it does compress. I mean, that's just kind of, you could either have it, you can't really have it all, right? Like, you can have a softer, flexible heel that you can run in that's still decently stable. Or you can have something like the Hyperlift, which is awful to run in and move in and do anything in. But it doesn't compress. Getting tired. It's like the end of the day. I never really work out this late. I don't know if I mentioned that I was on a caloric deficit, so the weight is getting to me. Plus, I'm just tired. I need to like eat some sugar or something. Okay, that's it. Feel heavy. I'm running on fumes right now, so even 405 was pretty challenging today. Even with the straps, it felt a lot heavier than 405 normally feels. I don't really think it was the shoes though. Truth be told, under that kind of load, you're gonna get some squishage. Squishage? Is that a word? Squish. It's a word now. Of the midsole. And yeah, there's no more hyperlift, right? So you have to know that the trade-off that you're getting is a more flexible shoe, that the heel is going to give a little bit more. And if you're a CrossFitter and you wanted a versatile shoe, that's something you give up pretty easily because I mean, like I said pretty earlier, like these are still going to do 99% of the things that most people are going to do and exceed much more than that people are going to do. Or you can still stock up on like Metcon 9s while you still can and get the Hyperlift that's a little bit more rigid, albeit not as rigid as like the Metcon 7s, even the Metcon 8s, and have something that has just a stiff heel. So for me, the answer's pretty clear. Like, I'm all about the well-rounded shoe. And look, Like I can just do this and I can flex the heel just by picking up my toes and just keep my heel on the ground. So that's, that's huge for Metcons. Okay, so today we're going to be front squatting in the Metcon 10s. This is the first time that I'm actually squatting somewhat heavy in these shoes. We are going to be going every 230 for 5 rounds. Ascending weight, descending reps. So today we're going to end up at 315. I might throw in some extra reps at 315 with various other shoes that I like to compare it to the Metcon 10s. But it really just depends on how I feel after everything's all said and done. My hip has been not so great lately, so front squats are especially bad. But today, for whatever reason, my hip feels okay. So could possibly get in a few extra reps. We'll see how I feel when we get there. So let's get this thing warmed up and ready to go. Legs are a little bit tired. Got a good running workout in yesterday, so definitely feeling that. But for whatever reason, it's not until I get squatting that my hip hurts. So today I've got some really thick socks on, and I have to say, I think the Metcon 10s are actually fairly wide at this point. These things have broken in a ton. And I was just wearing my Rad V2s, and those things were like, they were crushing my feet. It's a brand new pair of Rad V2s, so they're not broken in either, but those were very tight. And in comparison, the Metcon 10s are a ton wider. Yeah, it's just my hip. It just feels like it's so wound up and super tight, but I mean the weight's going up fairly well. It bothers my hip a little bit. It's a little bit painful, but I can make it through. Okay, so now we're at working weight. 245 is going to be the 5 rep. We're going to go to 265, 280, 300, and then 315. Hip problems aside, I didn't really have any issues there. Felt a little toesy, but I'm gonna blame that on my hips. The forefoot is pretty cushioned, but it's like responsive. Like I never feel like I'm at a loss of power or I'm pushing into nothing. It is soft though. The forefoot is soft. The heel is more flexible than it's ever been on any recent Metcon. Maybe any Metcon of all time, all the way back to like the ones. But even still, I still feel planted. Like the ground contact on these shoes is very good. The outsole geometry is very good, and the grip is also excellent. I struggle more doing sets of front squats. It just sucks the life out of you. I actually really like front squats, but man, it sucks the life out of you. So I felt maybe because the weight's a little bit higher, a little bit less toesy on that one, a little bit more back into my heels, and yeah, you're gonna notice a little bit of softness, mainly on
I think the medial heel side, um, at least that's where I noticed it the most. Medial heel side is where there's a bit of softness. It doesn't feel like it's gonna make you miss a lift or anything, but it's soft there. It hooks up pretty quickly though. But I think what really helps is there's this little point right here at the heel, medial side and lateral side. They've done this on the last few Metcons where they've increased the area around the heel and the metatarsals, and it's a really good job in stabilizing those sides of the shoe. But you can definitely tell that these are also way more flexible because your feet are able to move. Like as you're squatting, you can really articulate your feet. Oh, getting heavy. Definitely getting much heavier. It's not the shoes. The shoes to me feel totally capable. And I think I was on such a hard caloric deficit and I wasn't trying to cut so badly that this would be not too bad. Also, my hip isn't helping out very much at all. But like, so far these shoes have everything anybody would want. Wide toe butts, good grip, good stability, good flexibility, much better flexibility than it's ever been. The only thing that they don't have is if you're like, you loved Metcon 7, 8, 9's heel, right? That is gone. These shoes feel more like an older style training shoe than any Metcon that's come out in the past 3-4 years. Ooh, brutal. Thought I was gonna make that. Not the shoes. Definitely more me. So maybe we don't do 13. That was pretty brutal. The first one, I felt like my squat position was a little wide, so it really sapped me. Took a lot out of me for the second one. Second one, I walked my feet back in, and I mean, the damage was already done, so second one I had to really push for. Now we're on that 315. I think I can still manage. I just need to give myself a little bit of a break. So I'm going off my like old, not really old, but the last big front squat number that I hit was maybe like 2 years ago. I haven't done a really heavy front squat since then. This is based off of 350, which I feel like is still within reach, but it feels fucking heavy today. Oh, fuck. It's just not having it today. That was a fail. It's not the shoes. It's definitely me. But, you know, there's days where you're going to have it. There's days where you're not going to have it. Today is not my day to go heavy. I'm probably just a little beat up from yesterday's workout. Maybe a little bit low on calories. But I think the shoes did what I needed them to do. Definitely wasn't the shoes. The shoes felt fine. And usually when I just start blabbering, it's because I don't really have anything to say about the shoes. Like, they work well. And I think a lot of people are going to be happy with them now that they've gone to more of a flexible platform. They are flexible like Rad V2s. A little bit less cushion than Rad V2s, but they've got more width. They've got a similar, I'd say, width profile to Strike Hazes, and honestly probably maybe not quite identical in terms of like midsole feel, but like it's similar. It's responsive, It's not mushy. It's got a little bit of cushion, but it's never muddy. I think the main thing, it just comes down to sizing, right? Like these size more like previous Metcons and not like Metcon 9. They size similar to other shoes in the marketplace right now. Like I think V2s, Strike Haze, Innovate F Lights. I'd say Nano 15 size a little bit bigger than these. These Tier's kind of a mixed bag because Tier has been running big lately. But I think when it comes down to it, go for your normal true to size fit and expect it to be tight initially, but expect it to break in. So far, these have been excellent shoes and I love wearing them. Oh, and I'm sure you're wondering what I'm wearing today. This is the 10,000 Concept home jersey, which is very sick, very sick. It's stretchy, made out of polyester. I don't know how much of a beating it can take because it's 100% polyester. And then these are the mesh shorts, which are also pretty sick, but I'd be scared to use a barbell or anything abrasive against these because it's definitely going to tear it up. They're cool. This whole kit looks pretty dope together.